Okay, so let's talk about Barbarian and that ending and what it all meant. So I already made an ending explained and all of that. This is more along the lines of just talking straight about that twist, that turns, and everything about it. So when I made the ending explained, a lot of people said that it wasn't really an ending explained, even though I did talk about the ending and my thoughts on it. But you know what? People always say, I have to talk about the whole movie because we gotta get to the ending, right? So let's go ahead and just start this video off like saying spoilers ahead. If you have not watched this movie, watch my spoiler free review, then go watch the movie, or don't watch my spoiler free review and go watch the movie, because this is a movie you don't want any spoilers or anything of that. But if you don't want to watch the movie and just want to know what happens, definitely go check out my ending explained. I go more into detail about the whole plot and everything, and the ending as well. This video is mainly going to be me just talking about what happened, that twist, and everything from there. So spoilers ahead in 1, 2, 3. If you're here, you're in for the spoilers. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We're going to talk more horror this week with Pearl, Goodnight Mommy, and so much other stuff that's coming. But let's talk about Mother. Mother, yes, that is the name of the creature. From what I've seen online, trying to find pictures and everything of it. Hopefully by the time I do find or upload this video, you're going to see a picture of the mother here. If not, you're just seeing a picture of the poster because I can't find it, because they've kept this under wraps even though it premiered at Comic-Con. So this is the creature that is terrorizing everybody in this film. But it is not, I feel, the creature or horrible monster that is the true monster here, who is Frank. So let's talk about Frank, because that's how we get to Mother. So Mother is actually a product of Frank's murderous and essays that he's done over the year. Frank, we get introduced in the past during the Reagan administration, so it's somewhere in the 80s, I believe, where we see Frank, this whole story be told of him, and he was this murderous person that was on a rampage. And so we see how he sort of has this shopping list of things to get that include a lot of baby stuff. And at first you're thinking, oh, he's just having a new baby and whatever. But the more we learn about Frank, the more we realize that these kids are not a product of love, but of a product of evil from him, as he seems to have a tendency to go after women and murder them, but at the same time also commit horrible acts on them, as we see when we go back to the present time with AJ, who is played by Justin Long, finding all of these videotapes that he has of different women in their descriptions. And when he plays one of these videos, you pretty much get an idea that horrible shit just happens with them. We know that that is the room that has the bed as well as the video camera, what it was used for. And so we wonder if these offsprings are still all around these mazes, these tunnels that we see, or what exactly is going on, which leads us more to what exactly is this monster capable of. So Mother is a sort of product of him after all of these decades of doing this horrible like stuff to these women and whatever came after that as well, because of their offspring as well. It's just something that just is horrible to even think about, makes your skin crawl. And this is the true monster here, Frank. Of course, we see Frank sort of take his own life after AJ pretty much tells him about the police and all of that, and so he's trying to get out of all of this by doing that. And I think that Frank is sort of a good way to show the reflection of AJ, who he is, as well. As we know, AJ had some allegations that he sort of confessed to his friend that he did SA this cast member as well. And so I think that that was sort of a good scene for a parallel of sorts of the evil of both of these men. Of course, Frank took it to another level with his evil, but at the same time, AJ is still just an evil person, and we know that AJ is just bad to the core. And I thought that that was an interesting thing right there. Now back to Mother, of course, who is a product of all of this. We definitely know that they have this like paternal instinct to them due to them having this video playing in the room, it seems, where they stay, of a mother breastfeeding her child as well as nurturing it, pampering it, all of that. So it sort of starts to be a thing where Mother wants to do this, and when Tess and also Keith come into the picture, it's like the perfect setup, right? Of course, Keith doesn't last too long, but Tess is still there, and then when AJ gets there, AJ is gonna be that other kid, but of course AJ's not down with it, so it's just pretty much Tess who's following this game along. And I think, just as the homeless man had put it, he pretty much believed that the mother would come out of the house and maybe try and find a child or whatever it was trying to find. And when it found Tess, it was sort of calm, but then when Tess was out, that's when we saw it go into a rampage. And that's the reason we saw that the mother was out there and eventually even killed the homeless man. Even though the homeless man said, I've been here for 15 years and she has never come in here, we saw at the end that the mother indeed came in here and just whacked him with his own arm, which is still one of the craziest death kills I've seen in a movie for sure. So the mother, of course, being a product of Frank, I think really more along the lines is more of a tale of how abuse and all of that continues on and on and on. And I'm probably digging deeper into the movie than I should, but that's what I always do with everything in media. I always try to dig deeper into the meanings and everything about it as well. And I think that this is definitely one of those. I think that we see this with the mother as well as with Frank, how this abuse that has gone on for so long sort of continues on as well. And the mother is this sort of product of evil as well as hurt, and also just plain out horribleness to it all. It's sort of encapsulated all into this creature here. So I really dug the director for showing that as well in this movie, and I'm excited to see what is next from this director. So that is just my take, my thoughts on the mother, who is the creature here. So if you were curious, that was pretty much the origins of it all, if you weren't sure about it all as well. At the end of the day, we see that the mother did care for Tess, because we saw when AJ threw Tess off of the building that the mother without hesitation just jumped in there, and that was just pure cinema, honestly, seeing the mother just jump straight to get Tess and kill AJ at the end for what he had done. Of course, Tess was not going to go back to being the mother's child. She had to go live her life and escape, so she had to kill the mother. And it was a tearjerker, honestly, because the mother did not know well, or did not know better, I mean. And you know this deep down because they had always been stuck down in this basement and had lived this life. And Tess knew that they would never understand, so the only other way to escape was just to kill them at the end, which is what we see Tess do with the gun. So overall, a really great ending, really good movie. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on it in the comments down below. I'm definitely curious to know what you thought about the mother, what it means, and all of that. As I said, I think the mother is really clearly a sort of way to see the abuse that has happened for so long, and the evil as well sort of manifested in the product of Frank's murderous rampage he went on. I think that that's just the best way to put it, but let me know what you think down below. I mean, we're all entitled to our opinions and way of seeing things, so I want to know what yours is. So anyways, as always, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Check out my other reviews I did on Barbarian. Like I said, I have an ending explained where I go into detail about the whole plot and give you my thoughts and opinions on everything that's happened between that, as well as my spoiler-free review as well, if you want to know more about my thoughts on the directing, the acting, as well as the music and the movie. You can definitely go check out those videos, and we will also have some more videos on Barbarian, but also on some other horror movies coming out like Pearl, Goodnight Mommy, and so many much more. So as always, make sure you check out the videos at the end that are going to appear here on the left. Make sure you're checking out all of our other stuff on TikTok, Twitter as well. We'll leave the links for all of that below, as well as our website culturalelixir.com, where we post a ton of stuff. Today is D23, so we will have a ton of stuff tonight from Marvel and Star Wars, and we're going to be discussing it all for sure. So make sure you're tuned in for that. But as always, I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.